You ready for another video? Yeah, this is the first time I'm doing a Facebook Live, recording it on here. Jesus Manifesto, welcome. Just gonna hang out with me. We're gonna talk about church, community, life together. Stick around and have a good time. I call it doing life together because I don't want the whole mechanic. I don't want your book. I don't want your discipleship book. Like, I want to see Jesus for real. I want to come face to face with circumstances and times and pressures and all the things that may come my way to like actually see a physical manifestation of Christ in you, the hope of glory. And that only happens when you do life together. Because in doing life together, you can't escape. When you truly invite people into your life, you're in it through the thick and thin. Like, especially, you know, in what we practice here, you're invited into my house. So if I'm going through some crap, like, you're gonna see it, and you're gonna see it on my face, and you're gonna see me walk through it, and I'm not gonna hide. Like, and it's gonna be okay because I'm walking with Jesus, and so are you. And we're here to see how we walk out faith with one another. You know, I think so long we've have this like cookie cutter like expression of church where it's like, okay, discipleship is training people to you know, like, just believe the right thing or just believe the principles of the faith. And absolutely, that's like, I'm grateful for the handbooks. I'm grateful for all the tools we have, but it's Jesus came to give us a new life. Like, and that life is living. That life has an expression that has a demonstration in our generation. And so now people want to come and see. Remember when John 1, this is what the disciples said. They're like, come and see the one. Come and see. Like, and the invitation, even John 4, the lady at the woman at the well, come and see the one I found. Like, she found him. She found him as a person, and it was in a body. You know what I mean? Like, the word became flesh. Like, this is discipleship. People want to see Jesus in the flesh. And when you walk with Jesus and you've received Christ and you're receiving the life of God, you can be the conduit of the life of God. And anybody watching even now, guys, like, if you're walking with Jesus, you have the life of God in you. And now, like, the Holy Spirit is, as much as you're yielded to Him, His life is meant to flow through you to disciple others into His life. People don't want another church service. People have been to church. They want to see like the life of Jesus bleeding out of you. Like, so take Him along with your car ride. Take Him along like to trips with you. I don't know what you do with your life, but invite people into your life over for meals, for whatever it looks like, whatever your life consists of. Invite them into your home. Like, the reason why we say home and we invite them into the house is because it's the most vulnerable place of life. It's as close as you can get, you know what I mean? And because that's what Jesus did. He said, come and walk with me, come and follow me. What does that look like? I don't know. You have your own life and you get to choose who you bring in. And we as believers have to man up to the reality that it has to be vulnerable. It is a sacrifice, that it's not always easy, but we can only do it with the few. And this is the problem. I think we're so used to like this popular Christianity and this crowd Christianity where we don't value the one or two. Just take the one or two and pour into them and love on them and show them Jesus. And as you do, that seed that you carry will be reproduced in them. Share with them your history. Share with them the secret things. Like, you know, you might not have a platform in the church service, but you sure have a platform when you build a relationship with somebody and begin to say, hey, join me in this. You know what I mean? And so we have to begin to value the small little moments in time that we begin to cultivate and steward relationships that God's placed in our lives to love people, you know? And it really takes one or two or three relationships that you begin to cultivate and say, hey, let's do life, let's gather, let's meet up, let's have coffee, let's have meals, let's go evangelizing, let's do this. Like, whatever you can think of, but you know, let's get out of the box. And the thing is that the hardest thing, you know why this isn't appealing to people is because you won't get the creds. You know what I mean? Like, you won't put this on your bulletin. Like, you can't put on a chart how much you fell in love with somebody today. Like, you can't put it on the charts and say, well, we grew in trust for one another 10% today. You know what I mean? Like, and this is a lot of times the ministry pressure wants you to produce numbers that is like unrealistic even for discipleship. But a heart-to-heart conversation with somebody that like forms the bond of love towards and establishes true brotherhood is far more worth any sermon preached, man. Like, love your brother, lay down your life by spending 2 hours together, 3 hours. I don't know, like, I don't know what it looks like, but ask the Lord, like, okay, like, set me free from this religious mindset of ministry and teach me to love my brother. Like, show me who to invite into my life, you know. So I know I'm going off, but like, life on life, the life of Jesus. And okay, and so this is my point when I was talking about the presence, right? I was talking about this, like, we get to be the presence of God to one another. The life that I've received from Jesus, when I'm present with another believer, that life of God begins to flow out. And sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's unintentional, but because they're present, they can see the presence of God flowing through me. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that that's important to understand, that God will set up circumstances and things in our path, like, that is only like I love what Michael Culiano said. He's like, when he was starting out ministry, he was asking one of his mentors, so how do I have so much in me, you know, how do I get it out? And this guy looked at him and he said just one word. He's like, wounds. You know, and what that speaks to me is like, it's the certain circumstances that jab you the way that only if you have God to that degree, you're able to bleed out joy and peace and love. You know what I mean? Like, that's discipleship moments where it can't be manipulated. You know, you're not just trying to show the good side. No, if you carry God, you're going to respond with joy. If you carry God, there's going to be peace in your heart, even though you just got slapped. I don't know, whatever you want to put in the blank, you know. But this is where God flows out in the natural day-to-day. Like, how do you respond when someone cuts you off? You know, someone that walks with Jesus, you're gonna see the fruits of the Spirit all over that. And someone that doesn't, you're gonna get some crap that comes out. You know what I mean? Like, and so that's why it's all gonna bleed. And so the present reality of Christ in you is gonna flow out as you say yes to inviting people into your life. And so life on life, as close as possible, and the impartation level. And this is what I love about it, that, you know, we can have a dialogue, a conversation with people over the phone. We can, you know, they can listen to our stuff online. There's different ways to really impart certain things, but I believe the most powerful way of impartation and discipleship is life on life, skin on skin, as close as possible, because there's just something about that present reality where you're with someone in the moment. It's like God's chosen that as like the highest realm of impartation, and that you won't get that with laying on of hands. There's a certain price you pay because you're choosing, because you could only be as close as you are to a few individuals. You know, you can't have 100 people crowding around you that you're discipling. No, you choose the 3. You know, Jesus chose the 3, and he was as close as possible to those 3. And we see how they ended up. They shook the world. We see John. You know what he turned into, because he knew Jesus in the most intimate way. You know, and so us as well. who is intimate with you? Like who are your intimate friends? Who are the few that you're discipling life on life, skin on skin? John leaned on the breast of Jesus at the table, like he was skin close, you know. So who is skin close to you? Who are you imparting life, the present reality of who you are to those around you? And I've just seen the level of impartation. You know, one of the main ways I've actually experimented with this in the beginning, when I began to see this happening, I was in Russia, and in Russia I asked one of the bishops, hey, give me a young guy that will just live with me for 2 months that I'm there. I purposely said, I'm not taking anyone from America, I'm taking a guy from Russia, give me one. And I said, God, if you could do it with one in a foreign country where you know, I can't even communicate everything I want to in another language, but if you could do it with one, you could do it with many, you know. And I saw how what I am and what I carry and my values and like even my internal dialogue and things that I didn't even talk about, when I saw those things imparted into this one guy, I was just blown away that impartation isn't even about words. It's not even about communicating. It's about life. It's about who you are. Who has God made you? What has the life of God become in you, and how is that being released? And that will hands down always be released. Whoever you are with God, whatever life you have with God, whatever your secret place is with God, it is most definitely will be revealed to anyone that you're around. And if you are something in God, then that's worth reproducing. Get people in your life. Let them in. They need to see. We need fathers and mothers. You know, I'm young, I'm 27, but I've recognized, hey, no, I'm gonna pour in and raise up the sons of God. Like, God's given me the Father's heart. He's raised me up. I've been walking 12 years with the Lord, and He's given me something to pour into a generation. So I'm gonna take advantage of who God's made me to raise up others and believe in a generation and invite them in. And so like this is what I believe, even the last, you know, we see this is what Malachi prophesies, the hearts of the Father, the hearts of the fathers turning to the children. I believe this is the next move of God. Fathers and sons running together, laying down their lives for one another, inviting them into family. And when I say being a father, bringing, you know, like fathering people in, it speaks of family. You know, it speaks of saying, hey, like, you're not just a project. Like, you're not just an assignment. You're not just a ministry checkbox. I did this, you know. No, like, I love you, and come in. You know what I mean? Come into the Father's house. And however the Lord will work that out in our relationships, I'm here. You know, I'm present, and I'm here to love you and walk with you. Man, that was good, right? That was some meaty stuff. So grateful that you joined me for this time. Oh wait, it's still light outside, so I'm actually shooting this before we finished. I believe it was a good time, so that's why I'm shooting this now. But thank you, Manifesto fam, for joining me. If you have any other questions about community, discipleship, life together, throw them down below. Subscribe. No, for real, subscribe. Come on, we just gotta be part of the family. Gotta roll together. Gonna chop this thing together. It's about being together. So thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you in the next vid. Peace.